prolific liar George Santos continues to bury himself in deeper and deeper holes of lies. And this time he lied about his mother's death, claimed that she was killed on 9/11. So let's pull up the 2 tweets that caught Santos in this lie. He first tweeted in July of last year, 9/11 claimed my mother's life, ... So I'm blocking so I don't have to read this again. He was replying to an account that their name was something about how 9/11 didn't really happen. But then just a few months later, in December of that same year, he said, December 23rd, this year marks 5 years. I lost my best friend and mentor. Mom, you will live forever in my heart. And I don't think that 9/11, happened in December, nor do I think it happened in the year 2016 when his mother would have died. So seems like he's lying, but it wasn't just this one tweet. He was also lying apparently on his campaign website, where he stated that she apparently survived the events of 9/11. Here's that from the website. George's mother was in her office in the South Tower on September 11, 2001, when the horrific events of that day unfolded. She survived the tragic events of September 11th, but she passed away a few years later when she lost her battle to cancer. Okay, I just need to pause here for 1 second and say, I haven't seen any evidence that she worked in the towers on September 11th. This man has lied about every single detail of his life. Why wouldn't he be lying about this? I'm not gonna give him any sort of deference here. This man is lying, okay? His mother was not there on 9/11. She was not in the towers on 9/11. And referring to her dying, 15 years after 9/11 is her passing away a few years after the attack of 9/11 on his website. It's so ridiculous. It's so awful to lie about something that serious. But that was not the only lie he was exposed for this week. He posted this, this picture. He posted this picture of the Obamas on Instagram back in 2014. Let's pull that picture up. Yeah. Shockingly racist. So that's Barack and Michelle Obama photoshopped to look like monkeys. And someone raised this issue with him on Twitter, and he had the way he defended himself was so ridiculous. But here's on the subject of MLK, Santos was railing against the idea of a black anthem as diverse and invoked Martin Luther King Jr. And here's where that really came to a head. He said, #MLK did not die for us to go back to segregation. As a biracial person, I stand tall against segregation of any kind. The so-called black anthem is the most diverse thing I've ever seen. Or divisive, thing I've ever seen. And then someone said, hello, are you biracial? There are 3 races, black, Caucasian, Asian, which 2 are you? And he said, I am Caucasian and black. Okay, I'm gonna pause one more time. This man is not black. This man is not black.
Listen. We obviously need to do a case study, you know what I mean, on what specific relationship did George Santos have with his mother, and why is he asphyxiated on this line about her? I think that almost like Sigmund Freud, can we go dig him up out the grave and have him do like a little case study, you know what I mean? Because think about it. Not only did you lie about the death of your mom, you have created and fabricated a whole identity of an African-American father that has Angolan roots. To me, it's like, listen, fam, what about Angola and about African-American? And it's just so much to unpackage here. It's just like so.
Yeah, and also apparently, this the family of this black Angolan father he had somehow also escaped Nazis in Ukraine and fled to Brazil. I mean, the whole thing is just like, you're right. We need to get Sigmund Freud because this guy's got some psychology going on that's making this happen.
You have like what they call it, the Oedipus complex. It's like the Oedipus complex mixed in with some other like weird asphyxiation on blackness. It's almost like he a Negrophile. Like you're fantasizing and fetishizing about blackness and black people in a way. It's like almost like, do white women go to him with the Mandingo idea, like George Santos? I heard you're biracial, George. It's like, to me, it's like, what do you get out of being able to claim this identity outside of playing into anti-black dispositions? Like, I'm biracial, and MLK would not want us to be divisive. Like, sir.
Yeah, if there's one thing MLK wasn't famous for, it was not dividing people. Definitely, no one during that time, had bad opinions about Martin Luther King Jr. Nobody was out to get him.
For everybody watching this, if you did not know, they did a study while Martin Luther King was alive. I think the study happened a few years after he had passed. They asked him, how respectable, how productive do you see MLK being, right? Asked him, how much did you like him? How much did you support his message? Less than 30% of the people agreed with Martin Luther King. As a matter of fact, to put it in context, Donald Trump has some of the lowest approval ratings as a president that we ever seen. Martin Luther King's approval rating was lower than Donald Trump's. So when you talk about MLK being divisive, you can go by history that's romanticized, sanitized understanding of Martin Luther King's legacy, or you can go by the actual lived experience that he had.
Yeah.
George Santos, you would have not only been anti-MLK, you probably would have been in cahoots with the people that got him, what happened to him?
Yeah. And right wingers love to use the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. to push some of their racist BS, and it's really grotesque. But when it comes to George Santos, some Republicans have called for a House Ethics Committee investigation into his embellished resume, but some in the leadership have remained exceptionally quiet.
We just learned that Nassau County's district attorney is now investigating some inconsistencies in Congressman-elect George Santos's resume. It comes as Santos faces scrutiny from some Republicans after admitting he, quote, embellished some of the details of his resume. In a statement, the chair of the Nassau County Republican Committee accused Santos of breaking the public's trust. And fellow New York Congressman-elect Nick LaLota is calling on the House Ethics Committee to investigate Santos. Meanwhile, Republican leadership, including Kevin McCarthy, whom Santos has backed to be House Speaker, has remained silent on the controversy.
I never expect Republicans to do the right thing. So I don't think that this man is going to be removed from the party or asked to step down. But I'm tired of them calling it embellishing his resume. I mean, this man lied about every little detail of his life. That's a little more than embellishment. Now, I'll let you get the last word in on the story, Conscious.
Hey, I'm just gonna keep it simple. To the people of color watching this, you see what's going on. The word embellish is a white conservative code word for lying and being untruthful. Next time you hear about, integrity or being truthful, make sure you think about the ways in which they're able to reduce and or diminish what's really going on and being like, hey, you're not lying, you're just embellishing the truth a little bit.